Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. The Thargoid war is heating up in HIP 22460, while Salvation prepares its anti-thargoid weapon, the Proteus wave. Now we know what it's called. It's great to call it something. AX zones are popping up everywhere and they're openly attacking capital ships. Now, who doesn't like a little bit of Thargoid combat, eh? Well, the HIP 22460 system has been unlocked given the community goals for all players. There is a way to unlock it with outside of the community goal anyway, and I've got a video up about that. Thargoids are openly attacking ships now. Big ships. Ships like this Imperial Audacious Dream. Massive cruiser. Look at the size of it. Look at the graphics. This is what we want to see. These ships have just sat there, stagnant, in orbit, floating around, doing nothing for ages outside of the Imperial Federation Civil War. Now you're actually seeing them go toe-to-toe with the Thargoids. Here we have another mega ship in system, firing off what looks to be AX missiles at those pesky Thargoids. So you are seeing a range of different weapons. The good thing about this, especially with the Oath of Tyrandirus, that's what I'm calling it, is that you get a little bit of help when you engage in the Thargoids as well, like you do with the Imperial ship. They've got a flotilla of ships around there, there's fighters flying around. It actually looks like a really good battle. And the good thing about it, especially for players like me who are not particularly good at soloing Thargoids, you get a little bit of help. Now there are going to be ships like scouts flying around, pesky scouts like this. So you can play either against the massive interceptor type ships, or you can go up against the scouts, perhaps with some AX multi-turrets, say a Challenger or a Chieftain. Completely up to you. I'm flying around in my Krait Mark II, which I've had spent quite a bit of time trying to get it tricked up for anti-thargoid combat. I've got plasma weapons. I've got Salvation plasma weapons. Military grade this. I've got hull reinforcements. The hull reinforcements that we've got off the recent community goals I've got on this ship. And they do make a hell of a lot of difference. I am, however, running with bi-weave shields. So, you know, hate it or like it, that's what I'm tending to do anyway. You could put an extra hull reinforcement or module reinforcement in there if you so wanted. Either way, I have found, with a little bit of help from our NPC friends, and if you play in open or in a private group, with a few little bit of help from your fellow commanders, taking down these pesky Thargoids, no matter what type of interceptor they are, whether they're basilisks or whether they're hydras, isn't too much of a hassle, because there's an awful lot of distraction going around. Now, the mega ships that are in the area do a very good job of exposing the Thargoid hearts. I will say that. They won't do any additional damage to it other than exposing the heart. So that does save you a little bit of time. Like I say, I'm rocking in with plasma chargers. In hindsight, you know, perhaps Gauss cannons might be a better idea. You know, Guardian Gauss cannons. Who knows? Or your Guardian weapon of choice for taking down the pesky Thargoid flowers. Now, combat remains the same. Take out the heart, wear down the shields, you may want to fit a beam laser with thermal vent, and away you go. But either way, I have found this a really engaging bit of gameplay. It's a bit better than you just rocking in, you know, and then just sort of like lobbing it on the table and saying, come on Thargoid, if you think you're hard enough. You got a little bit of help, if not only from the capital ship, but also from your fellow commanders. So let's take a quick look at my Krait build. Nothing drastic here, we're not going to spend too much time on it. So like I mentioned, I've got a class 3 beam laser turret with thermal vent at the top. I then got a Guardian standard plasma charger, class 3. And then I've got my other Guardian pre-engineered plasma chargers, which are class 2, and they're static, they're not turreted, in the other slots. In hindsight, even though the Salvation pre-engineered plasma chargers do give out slightly more damage, they do increase a little bit of thermal load, 6.2 to 7.8 on the heat. So it's all personal preference, really. You know what I mean? I've got it tricked out with heat sinks as well, and also a Xeno scanner should I have the opportunity to get up close and personal with the Thargoids, which in the AX combat zones typically you don't get the chance to give it a good scanning, or I haven't anyway. I'm sure there are commanders out there who have. Everything else is tricked up. I must work on those sensors. Why I've still got them as 6E, I don't know. Must have been a mission on my part. I must get a lighter module in there. Optional internal, like I mentioned, I got bi-weave shield generators. A lot of commanders don't tend to use the shields as well, in regards to not only heat, but then favouring other stuff like Guardian modules, reinforcement, or the hull reinforcement packages. I've got the hull reinforcement packages, like I mentioned, from the current community goals on there as well. They're all engineered up, absolutely fantastic, and that's certainly been helping me out. I haven't gone for a repair limpet. I went for auto field maintenance unit. Now, I may be crazy here, I don't know, but what I've also done is I've gone for an anti-corrosion cargo bay, should I get near a heart and be able to scoop it up. So really, I know, perhaps a limpet controller would be better there, I think, to do some repairs. Who knows, perhaps an operational limpet controller, perhaps. I don't know. Either way, I wanted the facility to repair my canopy. For those of you who are into your ship customizations, I'm rocking the Precision Blue paint pack, and I got a couple of different detailing out there for the weapons and the engines, but they certainly don't lend anything to you doing the combat in-game. And one very important thing to mention, that when it does go horribly wrong, and it will for you, the Bright Sentinel is there that you can drop in system and get your ship repaired. And I tell you what, it's been a lifeline to me. If you happen to hit one of the ships, the capital ships as well, you will get fined, and if you just decide to pay the fine, you'll then be transported back to the Bright Sentinel. I've been Ricardo, thanks very much for watching this short video on what's going on in the HIP 22460 system with, while Salvation builds the Proteus wave and while the Thargoid war rages on. Check out the live streams, we'll be doing more Thargoid action there, and check back for more videos in the series, not only on the Thargoids, but Elite Dangerous in general. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so.